Streetlights flickered, shadows danced. Mark hurried down the desolate street, each step fueled by growing fear.
Breathing heavily.
He glanced over his shoulder, heart pounding. There was nothing there, but the emptiness felt heavy, menacing. A cold wind whispered through the trees, sending shivers down his spine. He clutched his coat tighter, picking up his pace. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the echo of his own footsteps. Each one seemed to resonate with a growing dread. He imagined footsteps behind him, quickening to match his pace. He dared not look back, fearing what he might see. The street seemed to stretch on forever, each step taking him further into a chilling abyss of fear.
Whispering to himself, just keep going, almost there.
He thought he saw a figure lurking in the shadows ahead. His breath hitched, and he considered turning back. But the thought of retracing his steps through the echoing emptiness was unbearable. He pressed on, his eyes fixed on the distant glow of his house, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. Reaching his doorstep, Mark fumbled with his keys, his trembling hands betraying his fear. He finally managed to unlock the door, slipping inside and slamming it shut behind him. The familiar surroundings of his home offered a momentary sense of relief. He leaned against the door, catching his breath.
Sighing, safe, I'm safe now.
He switched on the lights, dispelling the darkness that had clung to him. He tried to rationalize his fear. It was just his imagination, he told himself. He was safe now, home at last. But a lingering unease remained, a knot of tension in his chest that refused to unravel.
Muttering, it was just my mind playing tricks on me.
He made his way to the kitchen, pouring himself a glass of water, trying to calm his nerves. He looked out the window, watching the wind rustle the leaves outside. Everything seemed normal, yet the feeling of being watched persisted. A sudden noise from the living room made him jump. It was a soft, rhythmic tapping on the window pane. Mark froze, his blood turning to ice. He slowly turned towards the sound, his heart pounding against his ribs.
Whispering, what is that?
There, outside his window, was a skeletal hand, its bony fingers tapping against the glass. It was a grotesque sight, the pale bone gleaming in the faint moonlight. The hand moved with an eerie life of its own, its touch light yet insistent. It tapped again and again, each tap sending a fresh wave of terror through him.
Gasping, no, this can't be real.
He stumbled back, knocking over his glass of water. Mark's breath caught in his throat. A silent scream stuck within him. He couldn't tear his eyes away from the hand, its skeletal fingers seeming to beckon him closer.
Soft, eerie tapping.
Panic surged through me. I raced to the back door, fumbling with the lock, but my fingers wouldn't cooperate. The tapping at the window grew more insistent, faster, as if urging me to hurry. I glanced back, my blood running cold. The skeletal hand was gone. I was trapped. My mind raced, desperate for an escape. I could call for help, but who would believe me? I could try to fight, but what chance did I have against a creature from beyond the grave? The tapping started again, this time at the front door. It was slow, deliberate, like the tolling of a funeral bell. Each tap chipped away at my sanity, my hope dwindling with every passing second. I knew then that there was no escape, no outrunning the chilling inevitability closing in on me. I sank to the floor, my back against the wall, my eyes fixed on the door. I could hear the slow, steady tapping getting closer. Each tap echoed in the silence of my dread. I closed my eyes, waiting for the inevitable. I could feel its icy presence now, just beyond the door, waiting to claim me. The tapping stopped. A long, drawn-out silence followed, amplifying my terror. I opened my eyes, my breath catching in my throat. The door was ajar, a sliver of darkness beckoning me into the unknown. I knew I should run, should make one last desperate attempt to escape, but my body refused to obey. I was paralyzed, frozen by a fear so profound that it transcended the realm of the living. A skeletal hand, cold and bony, reached out from the darkness, its touch sending a jolt of terror through me. I didn't resist. I couldn't. I stared into the abyss beyond the door, seeing nothing yet feeling everything. The cold, clammy touch wrapped around my wrist, and I felt a strange sense of peace descend upon me. It was the peace of the inevitable, the acceptance of my fate. I closed my eyes as the skeletal hand gently pulled me towards the darkness. the rhythmic tapping now a distant echo in the recesses of my fading consciousness. I was gone, claimed by the chilling embrace of the Reaper.
The street outside remained deserted, the silence unbroken, the only evidence of Mark's passing, the lingering chill in the air, and the soft, rhythmic tapping on the window pane. The hand of death, it seemed, was never truly gone, merely waiting for its next appointment.